With what Pilar is going to be teaching. This is an Afro-Cuban Orisha dance class. Orishas are a pantheon of gods and goddesses that were brought to Cuba through the Yoruba people from Nigeria. And these Yoruba people in Cuba were called Lukumi. And they found a way they were forced to be Catholics, but also through that they saw within the Catholic saints a lot of their African gods and goddesses. And that's one of the ways that they were able to keep their African belief alive. There's not too much of a discrepancy for them with that. This particular dance class is going to feature the Orishas. So remember, the Orishas are this pantheon of gods and goddesses that represent elements of the earth. We're going to start with a warm-up and some steps for Elegua. Elegua is the guardian of the crossroads, the gatekeeper to the spiritual world. All ceremonies begin and end with Elegua. He opens the door to the spiritual world. Without approaching Elegua first, the door will always be closed. You can't reach the other Orishas. Elegua is the god of choices. As you go through your life, he presents choices that might tempt you down different roads. Elegua is sort of like a little boy in an old man's body. He enjoys humor in life and enjoys, you make your own decisions, but he can tempt you down different roads. This is Elegua. We're also going to be teaching Agayu. Agayu is the god of the volcano, a very powerful Orisha, one of the oldest of the Orishas. And one of the female Orishas that we'll be teaching tonight is Oya. Oya is the goddess of the wind. She's a female warrior. She summons the power of the wind through a lot of her movement with the dance. I think that's all. She might call on some other things. But there are other Orishas. Chango, the god of thunder and lightning. Yemaya, the goddess of the ocean. Oshun, the goddess of love and fertility. All of these Orishas mean a lot to Cubanos. And people live their daily lives trying to receive the ache, the blessings of the Orishas. A lot of times, even in popular music coming from Cuba today, there's lots of references to the Orishas. In fact, if you ever go see Cesar's band play, every 20 minutes, every 10 minutes, there's a reference to the Orisha. And if Pilar's in the dance class show, recognize that reference and bust out the move for that particular Orisha. So my suggestion for you with this class today is to first start with the feet. This is probably the most important thing, is to feel the rhythm through your feet in connection with the drums. The next thing would be to kind of look up to Pilar's hips and see how that part and her arms and shoulder, it's the total being that you're trying to do. Also, when you dance for the Orisha, it's more than just steps. You're assuming the personality of that particular Orisha. So if you're dancing for Oshun, there's a little coquettishness in her dance and a little flirtatiousness. If you're dancing for Ogun, the god of metal and iron, the god of war, it's very serious, very brusque. One thing I need to tell you, I see we have a good selection of men, a good selection of women, is that these dances are for men and for women. Each person in this room has a patron saint, and your patron saint can be either a male or a female. So I know a lot of men who are very masculine, but their patron saint is Oshun, the goddess of love. And when they dance for Oshun, they do the same steps that Oshun does. Same thing, women can have Ogun as their patron saint. And when they dance like a man, very macho, very brusque. Okay? Pilar is your instructor. This is my wife. We've gone to Cuba several times to study this and to study the drums. It's a two-part deal, because without the drums, she'd have to be teaching to records or something like that. And it's really not the same. There are 3 ways that we pay respects to the Orishas, and 3 ways are through playing drums, through dance, and through singing, which is something that we do every Monday night at our dance class at Maple School class. You'll see that there's magic in rhythms in the songs. It's really meant to sort of lift everybody up, and that's what this class is. How many of you ever tried Orisha dancing, Afro-Cuban dance class? A lot of the other styles of dance that you're learning this week. So thanks very much. I'm going to pass you over to Pilar.
Thank you, Frank. I also could not do this class. You see, there's not just one drum or one person playing all 3 drums. There are 3 drummers playing 3 drums play with both of their hands. It's incredibly sophisticated rhythm. And the dance is also very, very sophisticated. I could not do this without my partner, my husband, Frank, Cesar Boale. When I moved here to Albuquerque almost 20 years ago, I started teaching 1 year after that, and they have been with me since that time. So I really...
We need a raise.
We need a raise.
I have been spoiled. I haven't had to teach to see these ever. I've always had these incredible gentlemen behind me, supporting me, lifting me. Because it's beyond the class, it's beyond drumming, it's beyond dancing. As Frank mentioned, for us it's fulfilling that desire and that need to keep the Orisha songs and dances close to us. And so that's why we do it, and we would love, I love and I'm honored to be able to share it with each and every one of you, just with a little bit of it. So let's dance. We'll go across and dance across and walk to the back and come back to the same line. Is that okay? Thank you.